All right, what is up, everyone? Today we're going to be opening up an entire case of Tales of Aria First Edition. A lot of hot cards in this set right now, so figured I'd open up a case and get on camera and kind of talk about, the meta. And it's probably really loud right now. First time doing a box opening on camera, so might be a lot of noises. I'm gonna have to figure out later. Get the kinks out. But yeah, talk about the meta and like the market a little bit too. The legendaries in the set doing really, really well right now. Oil commons, get the pile set up first. And yeah, like Crown of Seeds, and a Rampart, both like $220 cards. So definitely looking to get. Wow, look at that. Jeez, the legendary on the, what is that, the second pack, we get Spellbound Creepers and Coldfall right there. Damn. And that's definitely nothing to sneeze at. I think that one is around what, 150 to 170, going in a range right there. Very nice. So perfect segue into talking about how many classes Tales of Aria is currently supporting. Like, we got, of course, Big Bad Starvo right now, just beating on all of the cards in this set pretty much. And then, not to forget, Oldhim. Oldhim is still looking pretty strong right now. I've seen him have pretty good success against Starvo himself, and then, gonna be struggling with a lot of prisms out there. Oldhim is, but still very viable, still in demand cards. Channel Lake Frigid being one of them. There's the Majestic, and I messed up my piles here. Got rares. I must have thrown a pile of commons right here. Let's see, all the way to the back. Yep, there we go. All right, back on track. Scoot these up. Cards are nice and slippery, so they can go ahead and just, screw up the piles a little bit. But yeah, so yeah, Oldhim still pretty dang good, and then I think that Lexi is one of the real sleepers, especially if we see Starvo go Living Legend. I think that Lexi could be quickly gaining in popularity. A foil Flash Freeze Majestic, get that in a sleeve. The only cards that aren't seeming all that great from Tales of Aria right now were these base elemental cards. Hard to fit them into decks currently, so we'll see if that changes over time. All the other stuff looking really good. Force of Nature Majestic, very, very underrated card in my opinion. Oh yeah, so the Rune Blades. Not many people playing Briar right now, but Briar, I think it's kind of like the old chain effect from last summer, where there's a nerf to the hero, everybody's playing it, and then once the nerf happens, they kind of just are too quick to discount it. Like, just, it's not what it was, and I don't want to play it. But much like Chain, as we've seen, Chain is still performing very well, even after the Seeds of Agony ban, and I guess the pre-ban on Duskblade. But Briar is Earthbriar, Channel Mount Heroic build. Very, very strong. Just not all that represented right now. I messed up my pile again. I usually just mask frack and pretty much silence while I listen to a video. I'm not usually doing the talking while I do this, so I'm sure it'll be something I'll get better at over time. Keep my piles straight, keep my thoughts on track. Yeah, hot start right there. Spellbound Creep. Okay, so let's see. Move these piles over. I just realized it's not even sitting on camera. Just as I call out the beautiful pair of Jordans, not on camera. I've got a nice little glare right there. Maybe for the next one I'll figure that out. A couple of rares, and then a foil Ice Storm Majestic. I feel like this card's solid, but pretty hard to pull off. One of those guys relies on a lot of conditions being met to get, you know, above average value out of it, so it's harder to find its way into flexi decks. But man, both Ice and Lightning Lexi, I feel like are very strong right now. Especially, like I said, if Starvo goes Living Legend, I think it gives even bigger boost to Ice Lexi specifically. I think Lightning Lexi is one of the better decks to play into Starvo currently. Just presents so much damage. I think that everyone's so hot on Starvo, myself included, playing the hell out of that deck, that easy to overlook a lot of the other viable options right now. But yeah, I don't know if I've talked about this on the channel yet before, but I actually made a Starvo build from scratch using Earthlore Bounty. So, reliant on drawing a lot of cards and basically just trying to smash my opponent as we finish the first box of the case. Grab another. And I'll be pretty sad to see that go if he does get Living Legend, or my hope is that we see some tuning. I don't want to see a hero go Living Legend after what would it be? I guess it doesn't matter when it's Living Legend if it's before the next set, but basically just in one cycle, right, between Everfest and the next set, Starvo going away completely. Really don't want to see that, so I am hoping that they can do some tuning there to make that more of a fun hero to play as and against, because the current version of it, where it's just Endless Winter Foil, where it's basically just spamming a bunch of pretty mid-tier element cards just to, you know, play the hero ability as much as possible, utilizing Crown of Seeds. Just not that, I don't find it fun to play. I don't find it fun to play against, and definitely not alone on that. That's what a lot of people seem to be saying. You know, that's not me knocking anybody that's running it. As somebody who played Chain and Hero Friar, obviously, you know, if you want to win an event, oftentimes you're going to want to play the best deck that's out there. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not really the player's job to try and handicap ourselves, so really hoping to see an adjustment there. Hearing a lot of comparisons of it to Kano, with those both being relatively uninteractive games. I guess I haven't played Kano since the Monarch meta, so can't really speak on that so much. But yeah, like, just the fact that it's, do you have the Starvo ability in hand, you know, after doing Crown of Seeds or not, and that just kind of being the basic, like, it's almost like you're playing a binary game where it's just yes or no. Each turn, do you get to play this turn or no? Just not you know, I'm sure it pales in comparison to maybe as bad as some other card games can get. I wouldn't know personally, that's just what I've been told, but it's definitely not the Voltaire right there. It's not what I'm used to in Flesh and Blood. Just being, I mean, like I said, I haven't been into card games much before, or at least playing them. Used to just collect Pokemon. But for this game to have drawn me in, you know, there's a reason for that. You know, I love this game, and it doesn't really feel like I'm playing the same game when I'm in playing the typical elemental Starvo build. But like I said, that'll make me pretty sad to see my build go, because it does require like Tome of Harvest. Oh my goodness! Wow, look at that Crown of Seeds in the next box. Holy smokes! All right. Oh man, that is a loaded case already. Holy smokes. Hear me. Do my best not to swear, as hoping for monetization one day on this. You know, you never know. Yeah, that caught me off guard. That is loaded right there. But yeah, I need a Tome of Harvest for my build to work, and you know, I'd consider just playing in Oldhim, since any Guardian can run Earthlore Bounty, and then Oldhim can do the Earth and the Ice cards still. But losing out on Blink would really suck, primarily because of Tome of Fyendel. You can only get one one good activation out of it with Mage Master boots. So Blink really helps that out in Starvo. I guess if I played Oldhim with the Earthlore Bounty, I'd play a much slowed down version of it, where I don't know if I'd be able to get as much value out of Bounty as I have with Starvo, and then I guess only playing one Blink, or not one Blink, one Tome of Fyendel, which just, you know, I'm sure it'd still be solid, but wouldn't be quite as fun to me. Maybe I'd rather run Heart of Ice, or I guess probably, I don't know about tech. I feel like Tectonic Plating is just really outclassed by Earthlore Bounty in almost all cases. Because just from my experience playing Vanilla Bravo a little bit, just never felt that banking that one surge was doing all that much for me. Alright, so that is box number 2. Oh yeah. 12 minutes, making okay time. I'm gonna be doing quite a few box openings where I just kind of talk about what's in the set. Into this one, I'm gonna do Monarch first edition box, most likely not a case. There's a lot of cool stuff to talk about there. And then I think I'm gonna do a Crew first edition box as well, because I got a case for a pretty good price, and I just love opening Crew first. It was the first Flesh and Blood product I ever opened, so I'd like to do that again before it becomes pretty much, you know, too expensive to do so. Got a really reasonable price on this case, like I said. So it's pretty much what's in the pipeline here. We did open 300 boxes of Monarch Unlimited. We'll be sharing that data with you guys pretty soon here. I'm gonna try to record all of these videos today because I want to start getting more consistent content out for you guys. And as you know, the Calling Indianapolis is this weekend. Not sure when this video will go live, but you know, anything that I'm saying is this is on March 19th, 2022. So if there's a out of print or a Starvo nerf announcement prior to posting this, my apologies, I'm in the past. But yeah, so as of now, I'm looking forward to watching the Calling all weekend, Calling Indianapolis. Really excited to see how it shakes up. Unfortunately, not able to go myself, but I will be going to the one at New Jersey. Couldn't get that PTI, but I will be there for the Calling. Get a Blink foil, one of my favorite cards. I hope that I can continue running it. But yeah, kind of the shocker in Tales of Aria is I think just all the rune blades, like Spellbound Creepers. At least when this set first came out, I think it was, let's see, not Crown of Seeds, sorry, Shock Charmers. No, Shock Charmers was worth quite a bit more than Creeper. I think Creepers was the cheapest legendary at release, which always just, you know, struck me as wild because it's such a powerful card. And now that there's, you know, 3 viable options for running it, or 3 classes that are competitively viable. Viscerai's doing really well. Chain's doing almost as well. And then, like I said, Briar not really being represented, but still a very strong deck. You know, nothing to sneeze at. Another Awakening. So a idea that I've heard, and I can get on board with is Awakening. Going away with Awakening, giving that the ban. Um, Thought about it, like I was team ban Awakening, and then after thinking about it more, I don't know how much it does. I kind of looking at it as Starbo is flipping a two-sided coin every turn, and it's just yes or no, do I have it or not? And under most circumstances, the opponent is, do I get to play this turn or not? Right? It's Channel Lake Frigid and a foil blossoming. Very wordy. I still don't know what this card does. I've read it a million times and I still can't, off the top of my head, think of what it does. All I know is it's a lot. It's a lot of requirements on that bad boy, kind of like Ice Storm. But basically flipping a coin, two-sided coin, yes or no. And I think that Awakening is just we'll fill Code of Frost, more or less a mulligan, right? Like you're hitting some bad luck and you're behind in the game and you play it back, which I totally get as being like, oh well, you just said it. If you're losing a game, it brings you right back and evens it. But I kind of see it only affecting, just it's kind of like a one-turn mulligan where Crown of Seeds is turning that two-sided coin, more or less, my numbers aren't exactly perfect here, but more or less turning into a three-sided coin, where two of the sides are, good for Starvo, bad for the opponent. And that's every turn that's taking place. And there's just literally no cost to doing it. It's free. You pitch a card and it replaces itself. So you're not losing a card. You're not losing resources. You're getting, you run it with the Ram Shield, so you're getting a 2-block for absolutely free and filtering your hand to get that ability. So Crown of Seeds, in my mind, is the worst offender in Starvo's run, as we know it. The issue is it's an expensive card. You do something, you ban Crown of Seeds, and you got some people that are pretty upset. I wouldn't blame them. You're spending, $200 to $220 on the gold foil, and then it goes bye-bye. That can hurt. I could definitely ruffle some feathers, so not sure if it'll be going that route. That's just what I think would be unfortunately, the best gameplay decision. Whether I really want them to do it, I don't know. I'm torn. Moving into the last box here. But it just, I don't think banning Awakening would do all that much. It would help, but stop him? No. Making Oakenold an Oldham specialization, I think it's second best idea. I think that's a phenomenal idea. It'll hurt my build, sure, but not nearly as much as just the hero going down altogether, so I personally wouldn't be upset. And Oakenold is really it's the truly oppressive card in Starvo right now. Like, unless you have the entire fridge fresh ready to go, you are not blocking that. You were just has to deal 1 damage, so you're losing 2 cards, plus whatever you block with. Not much you can do about it. So definitely very, very strong in the current Starbo list. Interesting to see Sting of Sorcery tanked in price since Briar went away. That was the one where it would make you just a ton of embodiment of Earths every time you played. It was the best card in the deck in my opinion. And it's crazy to see. It's like, I think it's under $2 a copy right now. So don't know if that'll change or not, but crazy to see how things have swung around. I think release day, like it was only the very first day, but Crown of Seeds was the cheapest legendary in Tales of Aria. And even before Starbo, it was like, no, this card is amazing, Turns off Command and Conquer. There's no point in running Command and Conquer into somebody who's running Crown of Seeds. And then, for Oldham, it was just that free 2 damage with the filter. But at least the upside wasn't just completely crippling like Starbo. So yeah, I don't play enough Oldhim to know how much Crown going away would affect his play style if you know, if he could still do his thing without it, because that's another thing to consider, of course. Foil Frostlock. I believe it's April 5th is the next banned and restricted announcement, so again, I hope we get something. I hope it's not just Starvo left to his own devices. Living legend. Hate to see that, but very excited to see what they come up with, and you know what the reaction's gonna be. But Toa, just a powerhouse product right now. It's crazy. Can't keep these cards in stock, and you know, just all the legendaries, pretty much all but Shock Charmers are in very high demand right now. Shock Charmers is a really good card, so I think it just is underappreciated at this moment in time. The Majestics, both of them are doing really well. Winter's Whale Cold Foil, I think is, man, we sold them for $75 not too long ago. I don't know what they were like a couple months ago. We had to order more Toa first, because of all this going on, and we hadn't had any in stock for quite some time. Nice Dust Blade at the end right there. Little Band Blade for you. Cold Foil. This was a really good case. Glad I chose this one to do on camera. That's your EV right there. Very nice. Yeah, we didn't even have any Toa until not too long ago. So I'm not entirely sure what the prices were like during December and January when the entire market was down for the most part on playables. Everybody waiting for Everfest to change the meta. It's promised it surely did. What do we got? Now we're 3 months. I think we're 3 months out from the next set still, so a good amount of time still to figure out builds, fine-tune things. Like the card pool for Starvo was so big, I feel like we haven't even been able to really delve into it. Like there's so many options there. So I'll say it for a 50th time. I just really hope he does not get Living Legend. But that is it for that case. Tales of Aria First Edition. And go through. We got what? One Pulse, Channel Lake, Voltaire, 2 Channel Lakes. Very good. Another Voltaire as well. Oh, 3 Channel Lakes in a case. That's some good stuff right there. Usually get like one of each Majestic per case, you know, give or take. The Foil Majestics, Frostlock, Blossoming, Blink, Endless Winter, Ice Storm, Flash Freeze. So not too strong there, other than I guess the Blink is now. And Blink, I remember not even being able to sell Blink. They were like 20 cents in non-foil. Now they're like $2 or $3. But yeah, Splice right there is going to be the Duskblade, Crown of Seeds, and Spellbound Creepers. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. You know, have a little chat, open a case of Tales of Aria, and I'm going to be getting into some other boxes for you guys shortly here. Hope you guys have a good day. Take care.